What's going on, y'all? So, my name is Camille. I'm still kind of new to the YouTube world. I did do a couple videos on here, but I deleted them. I'm trying to start over fresh. So, my topic I want to talk about is transmasculine as opposed to transgender. So, I'm transmasculine. I do see different types of people that are transmasculine, and they got like beards and stuff like that. So I just wanted to kind of put my spin on what transmasculine is to me, right? So I see a lot of people that say they transmasculine and they transgender, and they're non-binary. So I don't think you can be all three. I think non-binary is just gender non-conforming, so you don't consider yourself a female or a male. I think transgender is when you are transitioning from one gender to the next, which usually takes hormones and all of that stuff. And then you got transmasculine. So I think transmasculine is a female who's transitioning into a more masculine person naturally, without any hormones. This is just who she is, right? So I call myself a transmasculine female. So I'm gonna go ahead and go through my journey a little bit. I would say I started becoming masculine like around 2014, 2015. So, it was gradual. It started out with clothes. Then I started changing my hair up. So at one point, I had a ponytail. I used to rock the ponytail, and I have a hat to the back. Then I took the weave out, and I started wearing braids. I was growing my own hair. I had long braids. Then I ended up having locks. So I had some long locks for a while. Then I cut them off, and I've been rocking the waves ever since 2018. Like September 2018. So I've been rocking the waves ever since. And then after that, once I started getting waves, I feel like that's when I really started transitioning. So my voice started getting deeper. My build, all that. It's just, I became swole. I became a masculine person. And so, I got a lot of my peers, a lot of my friends, they be like, hey, you take hormones, so you don't take no hormones? I don't take a single hormone, homie. Not a single hormone. So I just want to clear that up for the genderqueer, lesbian, transgender, bisexual, gay community, because I feel like people get confused with that transgender, transmasculine word, and I think people get the definition wrong. I feel like people just want to associate transmasculine with a guy. It's not the same thing, man, because you have to put transmasculine in the term. How can that be a guy when you just say a guy? Right? So it's different. We different. We a whole different type of person. Like me, I don't consider myself female or male. So I consider myself non-binary. If I'm labeling myself on an application or something, I put genderqueer, but I personally feel like I'm agender, which means you kind of feel like you're your own gender. Cause I'm gonna be honest with you, I've never met another person like me. And maybe that's why I deal with so much hate from people, and I deal with different, mixed reviews, different comments from different people, because I've never met anybody like me. Well, I guess, I've seen girls like me, but I think they just mislabel themselves. So I just feel like they call themselves something else, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, they just call themselves stud or something like that. And I guess, stud is just a girl who's still comfortable with being a girl, but, dressed masculine. And I think a dyke is like, more like us, because we don't just look tomboyish. We, like, our facial features is not feminine. Like, yeah, I got a soft face, right? And people try to convince me all day long, oh, you do look like a girl, I can still tell that you're a girl. Look, you ain't got a lot of me, man. Okay? I get all different kind of reviews. Like, if I didn't get different kind of reviews from people, I wouldn't have my own opinion about it. But I get different reviews. I get people who say, man, from a quick glance, I didn't know if you was a girl or a guy. Or from my first glance, I thought you was a guy. I had to look closer to see that you was a girl. I've had girls literally be upset with me because they mistaken me for a guy, and they realized I wasn't a guy when they came up on me, or when I started explaining myself. Because even when I talk, they still think I'm a dude. No bullshit. They still think that I'm a dude. So, the girls are trying to say, oh, I never thought you looked like a guy. Or, okay, you tell yourself that. You say that to yourself enough times, maybe you can convince yourself of that. You can't convince me though. I know what the fuck I am. I look at myself every day in the mirror. Okay? So, that's just kind of like my experience. But I'm gonna just say this. I just want to clear up the difference between transmasculine and transgender. Transgender is a girl or a guy transitioning, taking hormone therapy, and turning themselves into the opposite gender. That is what a transgender is. Okay? That's a transgender. Transmasculine is not the same thing as transgender. Transmasculine falls under the non-binary umbrella. A transgender does not fall under the non-binary umbrella. A transgender is a person who was one sex and turned into the other sex. They would still be considered that opposite sex they transitioned to, but they wouldn't be non-binary. You see what I'm saying? Transgender and non-binary, that's like an oxymoron. It contradicts itself. Now, transmasculine is a girl who's a masculine person, a masculine female. We naturally turn into masculine people. It is really a thing. It's really true. Like, we just turn masculine. I know it. And we can't call ourselves regular girls, because when you look at me, I don't look like a regular chick. I'm just be honest. I don't. So a transmasculine person is a girl, because it can't be a guy. How can a guy be transmasculine? Right? Transmasculine is a female, a person who's biologically a female that transitioned into a masculine person. Okay? A transgender is not somebody a girl who turns into a masculine person. They turn into a guy. That's why they call them trans men. Okay? Women. You turn into a trans woman from a guy. You would be transgendered because you transitioned into another gender. But you're not non-binary because you are under the umbrella of female or male. Whether you change from one to the other, you still was this or that. You're not an in-between. You don't ride the spectrum. You're not closer to male, but not quite male. You're not closer to female, but not quite female. If you put me on the gender spectrum, right, I am a transmasculine female, meaning I was born a woman, but I am transitioning masculinity. Like, I transitioned. My masculinity transitioned. So I went from just being a chick to being a transmasculine chick. So I'm not just on the regular female spectrum. I would be right before guy, right? Because I have male features, which is masculinity. That's what you tie me with, right? But I'm not a guy. So if I fall between a female, but I'm not quite female based off my disposition, and I'm not a guy because I wasn't born one, that's why I would be considered non-binary. Okay? I just want to clear that up because I just saw all these trans-masculine videos, transgender videos, non-binary videos, and I just be like, people don't know what they talking about. And they be the ones that is trans-masculine, trans-binary, them be the ones, them transgender, non-binary, them be the ones that don't even know what they talking about. They the ones who explain it wrong. And I just see so many of these videos where they just explain it wrong, and I get irritated looking at them because I'm like, homie, you're part of the community. You don't know what you are? So I need some people to watch this video, man. I'm just trying to educate people, put people on, man. And then think of the term, break down the term itself, and then define it. Transitioning, masculine, transitioning to becoming masculine. You can't be a guy because guys are already masculine. So if somebody's transitioning to a more masculine person, they obviously have to be a female. How can you be a girl transition to being a guy and call yourself transmasculine? Masculinity is a trait. It is not a gender. A man can be feminine but still be a man. A woman can be masculine and still be a woman, or still want to be a woman. I still want to be a chick. I don't want to cut my titties off. I don't want a dick. I like the way I look. I like me, which is a transmasculine person. Now, another thing I don't like is, we get a lot of hate because we don't want to be guys. Girls make fun of us, make all these comments about us and all that other shit. But you mad because I don't want to be a dusty, dirty dick nigga? I don't want to be a dude. They're icky. The fuck? I don't. I think I look raw as hell the way I am, with my titties and my vagina. I sure do. Girls really get upset that I'm not a guy. Pissed. Like, oh my God, why did you tell me you was a stud? Would you prefer me to lie to you? And then when it's time to have sex, I just don't think girls think when they say stuff like that. They be so attracted to the image, they just can't. You know what I'm saying? Look, if you a woman and you attracted to me, you're not gay. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because you're attracted to the masculine image of me. You're not attracted to the fact that I'm a woman. You're attracted to my look. You're attracted that I can pull off being masculine. And it's me every day. And I don't switch up. I'm not androgynous. I don't look like this one day and I got a wig on the next day. I look like this every day. Some girls like that and be attracted to that. But they be like, I'm not into women. You don't like propped up boobs. You don't like a fat ass. That's what you don't like. I look good. I'm masculine. I get it. You're attracted to my image. But just ask yourself, is being attracted to my image enough for you? Or do you know at some point you're going to want penis? And not just a dildo. Because girls always say it feel different. It don't feel the same. Okay. Well, if getting a real feel of a dick is that important to you, then do not waste your time with me. Please don't. Just say the headache for both of us. Don't waste my time. Don't waste your time. We ain't got to waste nobody's time. You ain't got to experiment. None of that with me. If a penis what you stuck on, stick to that. I'm not doing another chick that I know like pain and I'm trying to give it a chance. I ain't doing that shit no more. I did that shit for years with a chick. I ain't never doing that shit again. I don't care how much I love you, how much I'm into you. You like pain, leave me alone. That's all I gotta say though. That's all I want to say. I really want to clear up that whole transmasculine, transgender thing. I just want to also introduce myself, throw myself in there too. Yeah, I'll catch y'all later though.